Yep, I knew it was gonna be only me. Okay, I think I'm ready. So, the game is called An English Hunting, and this is like a point and click horror game. Story based. Okay, so how do I change the here? And that should be okay. Let's just start. London, 1907. Thus, with this method, we can determine the time of death within a margin of error of 2 hours. You should ask Cooper. Me? Why not you? Hughes? Cooper? It would be interesting if you'd share the doubts with the class. Look at what you achieved. Bah, coward. Professor Moore? Is it true that you and Professor Ward are devoted to hunting ghosts? My, you have been badly informed. We are devoted to studying them, not hunting them. What? That's nonsense. Ghosts don't exist. Do you have any conclusive evidence that can substantiate that statement, Mr. Cooper? They're a myth. An invention of mankind to scare those of weak mind. Those of weak mind, eh? Alright. Let's see. How many of you believe in God? You can raise your hands. All of you? Well, perhaps you should be studying theology and not forensic medicine. You can lower your hands. Suppose you think the mere belief in him confines his existence. Is it there any supporting evidence? Any photographs? Have any of you seen him taking a stroll in Hyde Park? Has anyone talked to him? The Pope? Okay, let's see. That witness aside for the moment. No one in history has been able to prove it. The only proof you have is faith, and that regrettably won't do. Look, gentlemen, neither I nor Professor Ward asserts that ghosts exist. We're cautious with regards to that matter, even if we have reliable witnesses and there are a large number of cases. Are those arguments enough to accept this as a fact? No. We would be falling into the same trap you fell into with respect to God. We invest in these claims with the best tools in science has provided us. That is scientific method. A method that I advise you not to use before compulsively raising your hands to defend your beliefs. I don't think my father would agree with all those blasphemy. Your father agrees with the idea that students from poorer classes should never be allowed into an university. As well as agreeing to the child labor in his factories. So with the due respect, Mr. Turner, you can take your father's opinion and shove them right up his ass. Come on, yeah, come in. I'm sorry to interrupt, Patrick. It's quite alright. What do you need? Look, the dean wants to see you. Can you wait? The lecture is almost over. It's a delicate matter, Patrick. Is it about Rose? No, it has nothing to do with Rose. What really, I was starting to worry. To him, would you? I'll take care of the lecture. What were you teaching? The scientific method. Apparently these gentlemen don't get it yet. Very well. Well, gentlemen, the scientific method... One moment. What? Okay, I think I probably don't need them. Lee. Mr. Lee? Sorry, I didn't hear you. I was admiring the trophies. Did you know the university won the Greco-Roman wrestling champion in '89? I did not. We haven't won since, such a pity. There are more trophies in the hall. Why would I always find you in front of this cabinet? They're pretty, don't you think? Excuse me? The wrestling trophies. Ah, yes, I suppose they are. Such a point of pride for the university, right? Yes, of course. Can I inquire you about your obsession with the trophies? I want to win one. I want the university to win one in my discipline, Greco-Roman wrestling. What's preventing you from participating in a championship? I understand you're a good wrestler. Manager Tyler. He doesn't want to be embarrassed like in the 96. What happened in the 96? Oxford humiliated us. They defeated us. They defeated all of our wrestlers. Manager Taylor doesn't want that to be repeated. And in his view, the most sensible thing to do is not to compete. It makes sense, no, right? Especially if they have me. I'm the best wrestler in the university had in years. I might be able to convince the manager. I'd very much appreciate it. Tell him Oxford won't stand a chance against me. I'm big and relentless and strong. You look pretty strong, yes. Of course I do. Strongest in the university. Do you want to see? Test me. There's no need. I trust you. Bring me a metal rod. I'll bend it for you. I don't have one, but don't worry. I'll do what I can to persuade Manager Taylor. Many thanks, Professor. So the manager won't count on you? That is unfair. I'm big and really... Okay, so he's just repeating the same thing. Have a nice day, Tom Lee. Have a nice day, Tom Lee. You too, Professor Moore. A selection of many champion sports trophies the university has won. I can see the polo trophy won against Harvard in 84. I also remember the cup we won it for cricket against Middlesex. Middlesex. It was a gift from Raymond Baxter, former pupil and famous sculptor. It represents a certain sled deity. celebrating the winter solstice. The board has threatened to retire this pagan figure several times to the pupils' dismay. Every 21st of December, they fill the statue's bowl with whiskey and parade in front of it, paying their respects. Portrait. My colleague Nelson Ward, former chief coroner of Scotland Yard, and one of the most distinguished figures in the faculty, Mr. Cook. What are you doing with Mr. Ward's portrait, Mr. Cook? Haven't you heard? Of course not. You've been shut up all day in that lecture room. Get inside and they'll bring you up to date. It's a scandal. A scandal. Sir Philip Abercrombie, illustrious professor of organic chemistry and candidate for the Nobel Prize in 1903 for his work on brain connections. And who's this? John Thomas Ogilvie, something. The best surgeon in London Hospital, taught here between 1880 to 1890. And he retired, he donated the huge quantities of medical materials which we still use today for internships. Raymond Pierce. Mr. Pierce, Professor Moore, studying? Ah, yes. Well, no. I can't shoot. This is not a shooting game. Medieval churches. And let's see. My dear Gregory, I'm still telling you the university, the earnest truth. I believe I am now familiar with the extreme limits of terror and revulsion that a man can endure without losing his mind. I'm sorry I am. Don't worry, Mr. Pierce. Don't be ashamed of reading Mr. James. He's a national treasure. Continue with your reading. Thank you, Mr. Moore. Let's just go in to the dean's office. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Dean Carter. Rector Williams, a pleasure. Good afternoon, Professor Moore. We can get a chair from the back end. It won't be necessary. This meeting will be brief. Explain the facts, Dean Carter. Look. This week, the university received a generous donation for Metasphic Investigations program run by you and Professor Ward. £5,000. 5? That's amazing. It would be if not for a terrible event. All that money has disappeared from the Bank of England. What? We have demanded an explanation and they confirmed the money was withdrawn yesterday by your colleague. What? We wanted to speak with Professor Ward, but he didn't appear today for his lecture. Let's try to remain calm, gentlemen. Professor might be simply be... We have been trying to locate him all day. He vanished. He's run off with the money. He's an unprecedented scandal. Are you sure it was Professor Ward? Someone could have impersonated him. There are witnesses. A signature with which the money was withdrawn is undoubtedly his. Let's forget his whereabouts are unknown. We believe in presumption of innocence and respect it. But in this case, I'm sorry, Professor Moore, this is unvarnished truth. Who donated the money? We only know it was a group of intellectuals from London society, nothing else. It appears they had no intention of making it public. And given the circumstances, they preferred to keep it that way. Why would he do that? This is exactly what we're wondering. How could he withdraw the money? He's just a teacher. He shouldn't be authorized. At one time, he combined his teaching job with position of deputy treasurer. It was years ago. He resigned. Nevertheless, he was still registered at the Bank of London. We suspect he took advantage of that to commit this. Prime. Get to the point, Dean Carter. Yes. I'm sorry to tell you that as a result of this matter, the board is considering eliminating your Metaphysics Investigation Department. How do you pronounce the Metapsychic? But it can be. It is. My predecessor authorized this department because of the immaculate career of Professor Ward. Sir Archibald Ellsworth would roll over his grave if he knew of this infamy. Surely you didn't presume to hope we'd keep this nonsense going on after what happened, did you? I understand there's discomfort with Professor Ward, but I'm part of the department too. It isn't fair that I should be blamed for acts of which I am not responsible. We know Patrick, but... Patrick? You mean Patrick Moore? And I would beseech you not to challenge the board. However, as a courtesy to you, we finished your exit from the department to be as... Stop with this rubbish, Dean Carter. We have 72 hours to prove that your ghost exists. If you don't present us with material proof of the deadline, forget about your department. 72 hours? That's not the time enough to prove what no one has ever proven throughout the entire history of mankind. That's your problem. As an express to our thanks to Dean Carter, he's the one who's proposed it. If it were up to me, I would break up that circus right now with my own hands. Damn it. We are a laughingstock of every university in the United Kingdom. Let them laugh all they want, Vice Chancellor Williams. They only display their ignorance. Do you want some advice? Forget about those ghost fantasies and focus on your work as a teacher. You're the best teacher of forensic medicine in all London. Focus on your work, for God's sakes. It's a serious institution. Superstition has no place here, and neither do your progressive ideas. Are you aware that we have received complaints from some students' fathers because of your radical ideas? What's wrong with being a progressive? Isn't it part of the university motto? Knowledge, improvement, progress? Don't be a wise arse with me. And remember who you're talking to. $72 for some more. Prepare yourself to say goodbye to your fantasy that never had any place in the institution as respectable as this one. $72. 72 hours, Henry. It's humiliating. Why don't they just close the department immediately? I have more bad news to tell you. Really? Is there more? Your department has been sealed. You won't be able to use any of the resources inside. Damn it, Henry. Couldn't you? I can't. If someone sees you there, they'll know it was me who conceded. That would put me in an awkward situation. The board is treating this matter very seriously. I don't want my position to be jeopardized. I beg you to understand. Yes, I do. I didn't mean to put you in this predicament. I'm sorry. I know the search for the great beyond is your life, but I'm sure adversity will stretch your intellect even further. I don't know how, but try to find proof, please. If it's strong enough, I'll show it to the board and they'll be forced to keep the department open. What do I say again? Save. Did you save? Save. 1. Save. Load. Okay. Henry Carter. What kind of proof do you need? Do you need to show the board? A tangible kind, of course. Something so conclusive that it would convince the ignoramuses on the board to reconsider their beliefs. What a genius, huh? Who? Williams, yes. You know he's never agreed with the university being involved in supernatural matters, even if they're studied through science. What happened with Professor Ward was the perfect excuse to close down the department, don't you think? To him, it was like a manna from heaven. It was what he's been waiting for since the beginning. I have no doubt about that. William is an old school teacher, quite literally. Aren't old school teachers supposed to be more superstitious? He's close-minded and belongs to the last century. Forget about him and focus searching for proof of supernatural activity. I'll try to keep him at bay at best like I can. Still don't believe what Professor Ward did. Indeed, I'm still processing it myself. But the evidence is unequivocal, Patrick. I'm stuck without him. Don't underestimate yourself, Patrick. You're an extraordinary researcher. I know time is not your favor, but perhaps pressure will push your brains to unsuspected limits. I bet on you, my friend. Any ideas? I remember you said you were working on an electromagnetic field booster. Well, it's more complicated than that. In truth, but we could call it that. It served to stimulate supernatural activity, right? In theory, yes. You could use it in this Rust investigations. Did you finish it? Does it work? I took it home so I could work on it during sleepless night. Well, it's only missing a piece and then I could give it a try. So, what are you waiting for? I'll see what I can find. Time is of the essence. Good luck, Patrick. How do I pick saves F5? Okay. Books. The Jewel of Seven Stars by Bram Stoker's. Great God Pen by Arthur McCain. In Glass Darkly by Joseph Sheridan Le Fon. Williams would be angry if he saw you devoted time to these readings while working. These books. This received an order from the new library near the London Archaeology Society. Do you know it? No. You should see for yourself. There are some genuine jewels. I'll do that. I wonder if Professor Ward is still in London. That's the same thing I want to know. How many of these do you have written? Once on the first shelf, and part of the second one too. Ghost, Reality or Myth by Dr. Henry Carter. Does Williams know you wrote this one? Oh yes, he has even read it. Really? Well, actually only the prologue. He even gave me a lecture with more words than there are in the book. So I guess I'm done with everything here. Then, what about the globe? Okay, so let's just get out of here. I won't be able to prove the great beyond exists in such short amount of time with the professor's help and to find him. Maybe I can discover something that will help me find at his home on Dorset Street. Okay. Yes. Carry on with your work. Wow. Oh, there's the mini map here. Oh, this is cool. Dorset Street. That's it, room number 4. So you're a friend of Professor Ward? Exactly. And he's gone, sadly. And why do we want to inspect his room? Are you from Scotland Yard? No, I'm a professor, such as he. I only want to have a look to see if there's anything that might enlighten me to his whereabouts. Ah, that makes sense. When was the last time you saw him? I know he went out last evening. I was in bed, but I heard his footsteps on the stairs. You haven't seen him since then? No, sir. Why is the corridor so dark? The electric company talked to me into installing this new light system in the house. What they didn't tell me is the price would be double compared to the gas lights. That's progress, you know. Progress for the usual suspects. Those in power told the tenants not to use the corridor light unless they want my bills to start affecting their rent. It's curious that he lived here. I mean, his salary was high enough to afford a better place than this. A blooming hovel? Is what you meant? I don't mean to offend you, Miss Thompson. No, you're right. He's a Berlin hovel. Though it's the classiest hovel in the East End. With the biggest rooms for 4 blocks. Did you notice anything strange about him? Of course I noticed, but not only yesterday, always. He's right peculiar bloke, though very polite. I wish the rest of my tenants were courteous as him. Would you do me kindness of lending me the key to the room? I don't have it. What? The word was a bit forgetful. He asked for my spare key in case he lost his. It wouldn't be the first time that happened, so he's got 2 keys. And me? No, that's it. How can I get into his room? You can wait for the locksmith to come tomorrow. I'm afraid I don't have that much time. Or you can open it yourself somehow. I won't object. Just try not to beg it. I'll be downstairs if you need me. And piss off. Closed. You can probably see the number on the plate, but I would say it's a 4. Can't read this. There's barely any light. I can't discern what kind of plan this is. Vent. I can't see anything. Which? One moment. There's something inside the lamp. Is that the key? I can't reach it. Okay. Rule number 3. 4. Professor Worth lived here. Rules of the house. The rent is paid first day of each month. Okay. There's nothing inside the vent. Daisies. Probably need something to reach. Professor Worth lives. Closed. Probably need some kind of tool. Or a ladder or something. If I go here, will you just... Maybe I need to take it from somewhere else. Let's go back to the university and check. Oh hey, maybe I can just take this. What do you call it? Is it a ladder? I don't think you can call it a ladder. It's like a tool. Okay. Mr. Crook? Yes? Did they order you to remove the portrait of Professor Ward? What do you think? I think yes, exactly. Who ordered it? Who do you think? Vice Chancellor Williams? Exactly. You need help? See, you're finding it hard to remove a simple portrait. Do you think old Cook isn't smart enough to take down a picture? Of course not. Exactly. Wait a moment. Does that mean I am or am I not? You're smart enough to take down a portrait. Ah, good. Some genius thought it would be better to attach the paintings with glue instead of a pair of hook screws. In his defense, I will say that not for anything in the world would I have suspected one of these illustrious professor was a filthy thief. You have already been informed, have you? Barely. Who would have thought, huh? Though it's not like it counts as a total surprise, frequenting the place as he did. But I'll manage to take down this portrait with no tool. Only needs to know how to apply the force. Thus Pythagoras, give me a place to stand and I shall move the world. Did Pythagoras actually say that? That's Archimedes. You don't need to correct me. I'm not one of your pupils. What place did Professor Ward frequent? Pub, for one, in the East End. The Red Lion. Someone of his stature visiting such establishments? Embarrassing. And in company of a tart. One moment, what's a tart? Artisan, I guess. They seemed quite close. She surely is accomplished. Rumors travels as far as bad news. I need to find that woman. She might know where I can find Professor Ward. If you find her, give her to the police. I already told you she surely knows something. She has something to do with the money theft. Are you entirely certain you don't need any help with the portrait? Do you want me to help you marking exams? There's no need to. Exactly. Carry on with your work. Buy the trophies, always. Have a nice day. Can I go back here? I can. Anatomical skeleton. You need to be careful handling these anatomical skeletons because they're very fragile. Oh, maybe now I can use that arm too. That's the key. It's full of flasks and test tubes. What is a flask of sulfuric acid doing here? It should be in the lab. Can't believe I missed all of this stuff. Chalkboard. Really, it's time to get rid of this old eraser. This one on the top of the Atlas of Human Anatomy by Dr. Oswald. I use it to illustrate my lectures. The one on the bottom is Empty House and Other Ghost Stories by Algernon Blackwood. It serves me to help me evade them. The four first drawers are full of anatomy prints, the rest are needed for school materials. Our King Edward the 7th, around 6 years ago. Better late than never. Must he have thought Queen Victoria's reign was not so long. Personage is still so present that no one dares to take down her portraits yet. Frank? Bad news, right? Worse. The board is threatening to close down the Metapsychic Investigation Department if I don't present irrefutable proof within 72 hours. Proof of what? Of existence of the great beyond. Damn idiots. That's an impossible time frame. How dare they? This despicable William will end up getting what he wants. What do you think of what Professor Ward did? Are you asking me if I believe he's innocent? Is he? What do you think? I think neither of us is answering a single question. I don't know, Patrick. Nelson Ward is famous for being eccentric and impulsive, but that of course doesn't make him a miscreant. So do you think he's innocent? The evidence of the crime is unequivocal. Though the simultaneously, I believe that if he commits his misconduct, he must have had a good reason, not just a financial one. What reason? I cannot begin to fathom. I only hope he makes some sense. Have you seen any ghosts lately? Not really. This would be easy, right? How long has this department has been running? 3, 4 years? 4. And they want to solve the great mystery of the life after death within 72 hours. They are neither want to nor intend to. If I have been given the time frame, it is because Henry interceded. If only you could succeed. I like to see the faces of those decrepit greasers when you show them the undeniable proof. I don't know Professor Ward enough. We had a very close relationship, but it was purely professional. I don't know a single thing about his life apart from being the chief coroner Golden Yard before he became a teacher. If I had taken even a mild interest in him, I might have detected signs of what he would do. Don't punish yourself for that, Patrick. Nelson was very reserved. I doubt anyone in the faculty really got to know him. I don't know how I can face the researcher against that clock. I don't want to be untactful, but that's an endeavor doomed to fail. I mean, to this day, no one has been able to find any conclusive evidence of existence of the great beyond. Perhaps in the future we could resolve the matter, but not in such short time. I need to find the professor. I can't do this alone. We were a team. How about asking for help from British Society of Paranormal Studies? I doubt they would assist. Neither the professor nor I are welcome there. Because of the damned article. What about Richard? He always supported you, and he could have a valuable ally in this quest. Charles? He's not in London at this moment. No? Damn. Any ideas that might help me with my research? Now that I think about it, Nelson mentioned having found a place worth investigating. Do you remember where it could be? I think it's located in central London. A house maybe? I don't recall. I was having a busy day when he told me about it and I didn't pay enough attention. I'm sorry for not helping. Don't worry. Thank you for supporting me. I know of only 2 people who could prove the existence of the great beyond. One of them is Nelson. You are the other. So you shall always have my support in everything you do. I should get going. If I can do anything for you, I understand, Frank. I appreciate it. Now let's go back to the Nelson's apartment. Okay, so let's take this and use it here. I could use the curtain arm to carefully remove the crystal from the lamp. Damn it, it's not long enough. Maybe a little jump will help? What was that? Curses. What was the noise? Noise? What noise? A bang, as if a mirror had fallen. To be honest, I don't think I heard anything like that. No? It may have been the adjoining house, don't you think? Yes, probably. Well, better it be that way. I had the option to tell her, but I didn't. Phew. There's a key here. No doubt it's... I'll pick up the broken crystal. I don't want to give excuses to the landlady. Where can I hide the criminal evidence? Probably here at the pot. Or in the vents? Nothing to see here. Okay, let's take the key and use it here. Hey, is that Jesus? Map. It's a map of central London where the professor has marked several places worth investigating. There's a red circle around one of them. There's an old oil lamp. I'll take it. Crucifix. Professor is an atheist, so I gather that crucifix was there when he arrived. It doesn't look very comfortable, though the professor wouldn't care. I've seen him fall asleep between the classes in most unimaginable places. I think the professor would rest better under the watchful eye of Darwin than under Jesus. Shoot. The street is full of tramps and drunkards. The professor felt more comfortable among them than among his colleagues. Desk. There's a notebook on the desk. The house of Benwell Street. It is discouraging to discover that all the places worth investigating were in the end either frauds or waste of time. However, I have found a location that, if my inquiries are correct, would afford a unique opportunity to me and my colleague Professor Moore. It is an old, impressive building located at 34 Benwell Street. The original owner was Thomas Highmore, a widower philanthropist who lived in the house during the early years of last century. After his death, his heirs rented the house to several tenants. One of them, Frederick Pierce, reported strange blows coming from the basement to the police reps. An officer corroborated the facts, to which he added, as Ian stated in his report, that several objects in the room started to slowly move without the human intervention. A police report that confirms unexplained supernatural phenomena, contrary to the account of normal witnesses, which is always an act of fate to consider believable. This changes everything. No police officer should mind who would cast doubt on his professionalism by falsely signing a report such as this, so we can be sure this is an accident we can accept, thus very valuable one. Terrified, the prices left in the house. 2 months later, prices left in the house? Their place was taken by Benjamin Jones. By searching through the document of estate agency that managed the property, I found a report stating that the tenant abandoned the house 4 weeks later due to constant unspecified occurrence in the basement. In my investigation, I found the 2 other cases that basement as an epicenter of supernatural activity, but I have yet to verify them. I still haven't informed Patrick about this. We could be dealing with another dead end, and if someone has to waste his time with this, I'd rather it be me. My instinct, though, tells me 34 Benwell Street is the place we have been dreaming for all these years. Orson Nelson Award, October 4th, 1907. 34 Benwell Street. The junk box stands out. Let's see what's in here. There's a copper wire reel that may come in handy. Well, it's not too rusty. And I think that should be it. Did I check the trunk? I think I checked the trunk. Anything else? I'll close it. Do I have a copper wire reel, notebook, oil lamp, eraser, sulfuric acid? Working land. Okay. Maybe I should turn this off. I'd rather keep the corridor lit. Why? Is there a reason for it? What if I couldn't disturb them? Okay. Daisies. What have I wouldn't do that. Okay. Okay, I think I'm done with this place. Let's get out of here. Let's go to my house. Wow. Lord Blackwood? Oh, Rose, you did not mention there was a family gathering. We came as soon as we heard. We're very disappointed in you, Patrick. Do you have anything to say for your defense? I don't know what you're talking about, Lord Blackwood. Do not take us for fools, my boy. Your nonsense has finally exhausted this family's patience. It wasn't enough to embarrass us with your ghostly fantasies, but now you ended up involved in a robbery? And at the university, no less? No one has ever defiled the Blackwood family name until now. One moment. Involved? I had nothing to do with it. Silence, miscreant. The only words I would tolerate leaving your lips are an apology. Are an apology? An apology? But I've done nothing wrong. Excuses. You should face the facts, Patrick. We have decided by unanimous agreement to cut ties with you. As of for now, bid farewell to my daughter, to us, and to this house. I live here, in my daughter's house. Therefore, it belongs to the Blackwood family. And it became a tainted house from the moment you came to live here in sin with my daughter. You seductive devil. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Rose has nothing to say? That is right, Patrick. It would be best for us to go our separate ways. What? Oh, my dude. And there will be no wedding, of course. That it? Is that how you end 3 years of blissful engagement? Blissful? Do you think Rose was happy with you? That is not at all. As a major shareholder in the bank, I have taken the liberty of pulling some strings to freeze your bank account. You will not be able to withdraw your money until you have proven your innocence of this crime. What? Is that even legal? I have all the rights in the world. But you had best be prepared to spend your entire year's salary as a professor to afford a lawyer if you are intent on challenging it. That is all the family has to say. Hobson, sir, bring the briefcase and return it to Mr. Moore. I do not want the devil's accessory in this house. Come on, sir. Are you going to leave me on the streets with just my briefcase? What about the rest of my belongings? Hobsons will make sure they reach you as soon as you provide us with a contact address. I don't have anywhere to go. This is no longer a concern of the Blackwood family. I'm sorry about the situation, Mr. Moore. You do not deserve this. Thank you, Hobson. I appreciate you are the only sensible person in the Blackwood household. What are they talking about? Hobson, hand him the briefcase and return to your place. Hobson would escort you to your door, but I believe you know the way. Hold on, Patrick. I want to give you something before you go. I hope it's not the engagement ring. It is pure gold. Take this. It would be rude to receive suitors with your portraits on the table. So you're giving me my photo back? Oh, Rose, please. Is it truly what you want? You know I defied my family when they opposed our relationship. And you also know the uncomfortable I feel whenever my friends discuss what you do. I'm a professor, Rose. You hunt ghosts, Patrick. I can endure all that for love. But you have been forsaking our relationship for too long. You devote all your attention to the dead and neglect the living. And that, my love, I can't bear. So I'm grateful to my parents for opening my eyes. I know I've been very busy lately working on my prototype, and I'm sorry for what I put you through. We can fix this, Rose. Look deep into your soul. Listen to your heart. What does it tell you? I guess it told her to kick you out. Extra suspect in Camden Town. Murderer arrested. His name is Robert. Whatever. You know, I guess that's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna go bed. Did you say it did?